Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Healthy. Today we're going to discuss something that might seem on the surface to be a minor inconvenience, perhaps even something you've learned to live with. But what if I told you that this seemingly small daily issue is actually a powerful indicator of deeper problems, often silently sabotaging your health, and more specifically your very vital organs? Think about it for a moment. We often dismiss certain physical sensations as just part of getting older or a minor discomfort we can easily ignore. But what if that simple recurring problem is actually a sophisticated warning signal, a distress call from your body that's trying to tell you something much more significant is happening beneath the surface? Consider a common experience, that persistent nagging ache, or perhaps a stiffness that seems to settle into your joints, making those everyday movements a little more challenging. We tend to shrug it off, maybe try a new cream or a quick stretch, and carry on. But what if this isn't just a localized issue? What if by ignoring this small discomfort, we're actually overlooking a vast interconnected web of inflammation that is quietly impacting organs far beyond the immediate site of the ache? Today, we're going to explore the surprising and often counterintuitive connection between something we might overlook, and I'm going to introduce it rather vaguely at first, and the silent health crisis that is affecting so many, particularly as we reach our Lilshumes and beyond. This isn't about a sudden dramatic illness, but rather the slow, insidious creep of inflammation, and how one seemingly insignificant daily habit could be a major contributor. We've all heard about inflammation, the body's natural response to injury or infection. It's a vital process, but when inflammation becomes chronic, when it lingers day after day, year after year, it becomes one of the biggest drivers of chronic disease. It's like a slow, burning fire within your body, damaging tissues, impairing organ function, and increasing your risk for everything from heart disease and diabetes to arthritis and even neurodegenerative conditions. So what is this elusive daily factor that could be fanning those flames? It's not a new shocking revelation about a food or a supplement. It's something far more common, something many of us do without even thinking. To introduce it slowly, let's call it the silent aggressor. This aggressor thrives in environments where our bodies are already stressed, where our natural defenses are weakened, and where we are not giving our systems the optimal conditions to function. It exploits vulnerabilities, quietly exacerbating conditions that we might only later recognize as significant health threats. For instance, have you ever noticed that, after a period of less than ideal eating, perhaps a few too many treats or processed foods, you feel not just sluggish, but that your joints seem to protest a little more, or perhaps that familiar stiffness feels more pronounced? This is your body's subtle way of communicating the impact of your choices. It's a tangible signal that the internal environment has shifted, becoming more conducive to this silent aggressor. The truly mind-bending part is that the very things we might do to cope with this discomfort, like reaching for a quick fix, or delaying a deeper examination of our health habits, can inadvertently empower the aggressor. We might inadvertently be feeding the very problem we're trying to alleviate. Let's start by exploring the subtle signs that perhaps something more is going on. Think about the commonalities we see in people who are struggling with various chronic health issues. You'll often find interconnected patterns. Perhaps someone experiencing brain fog also has digestive issues, or someone dealing with fatigue also complains of achy joints. These aren't isolated incidents. They are pieces of a larger puzzle, often pointing back to that pervasive issue of chronic inflammation. What if the key to unlocking better health, particularly as we age, isn't about finding a magical new pill or a revolutionary superfood, but rather about understanding and neutralizing this silent aggressor by optimizing a fundamental aspect of our daily lives? What if the next level of understanding our health, especially for those of us over Lil Shi, hinges on recognizing this subtle yet powerful influence? Join me as we peel back the layers, moving from vague discomforts to clearer insights, and uncover the surprising truth about how one daily, often overlooked, factor can be a silent, yet significant, threat to our well-being being. We'll discuss how identifying and mitigating this threat can be transformative, offering a new pathway to vitality and robust health. Unveiling the silent aggressor, the gut connection. The silent aggressor I'm referring to is fundamentally rooted in the health of our gut. Specifically, it is about the delicate balance within our gut microbiome and the integrity of our gut lining. When this finely tuned system becomes compromised, it can trigger a cascade of inflammatory responses throughout the body, impacting everything from our energy levels and cognitive function to our joint health, and critically, the function of our vital organs. Think of your gut as the command center for your immune system and a key regulator of inflammation for your entire body. About 60% of your immune system resides in your gut. This makes gut health incredibly important, especially as we age. What compromises this gut health? Many things, of course, but a primary driver, an often overlooked daily habit or dietary pattern, is the chronic consumption of certain types of processed foods and the subsequent disruption of the gut microbiome. Let's clarify. When I say processed foods, I'm not just talking about the obvious culprits like sugary sodas or bags of chips, though those are certainly high on the list. I'm referring to a broader category of foods that have been significantly altered from their natural state. These often contain ingredients designed to enhance flavor, extend shelf life, and increase palatability. But they come at a cost to our internal systems. Consider the modern diet. It is abundant in refined carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, artificial additives, preservatives, and emulsifiers. These ingredients, while seemingly innocuous in isolation, can collectively wreak havoc on our gut lining and the delicate balance of our gut bacteria. Emulsifiers, these are substances that help mix ingredients that don't normally mix, like oil and water. They are common in ice cream, peanut butter, baked goods, and dressings. While they improve texture, studies have shown that certain emulsifiers can damage the protective mucus layer in the gut, directly increasing the permeability of the gut lining. This leads to what is often called leaky gut syndrome. Refined sugars and starches, these feed the bad bacteria and yeasts in our gut, promoting dysbiosis, an imbalance in the microbial community. When the gut bacteria become unbalanced, they can produce inflammatory compounds and gases that further irritate the gut lining and contribute to systemic inflammation. Artificial sweeteners, while often touted as a healthier alternative to sugar, some artificial sweeteners have been shown to negatively alter the gut microbiome, potentially promoting inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. When these gut-brain disrupting elements are a regular part of our daily intake, our gut lining can become compromised. Think of the gut lining as a tightly woven barrier, controlling what enters your bloodstream. When this barrier is damaged, leaky gut, undigested food particles, toxins, and harmful bacteria can leak through into the bloodstream. Your immune system, sensing these foreign invaders, ramps up its inflammatory response. This constant exposure to inflammatory triggers, originating from a compromised gut, is the genesis of so many chronic health issues, from vague discomfort to clearer insights. Let's connect this back to those subtle signs we discussed. Joint pain and stiffness. When inflammation flares due to leaky gut, inflammatory molecules circulate throughout the body. These can settle in the joints, causing pain, swelling, and stiffness. This is why someone might notice their arthritis flares up after a period of eating poorly or consuming trigger foods. Brain fog and fatigue. The gut-brain axis is a powerful connection. An imbalanced gut microbiome and leaky gut can lead to the production of inflammatory cytokines that affect brain function. This can manifest as difficulty concentrating, memory problems, and overwhelming fatigue. Your brain quite literally can become inflamed. Digestive issues, bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, and even acid reflux are often direct symptoms of an unhealthy gut. Imbalances in gut bacteria can lead to poor digestion, fermentation of food, and increased gas production. Skin problems, conditions like acne, eczema, and psoriasis are often linked to gut health and inflammation. The skin is a major detoxification organ, and when the gut is compromised, the skin can become a scapegoat for eliminating toxins, leading to these visible issues. Weight gain and cravings. Gut dysbiosis can affect hormone regulation, insulin sensitivity, and even the signals that tell your brain you're full. This can lead to increased cravings for unhealthy foods and make it difficult to maintain a healthy weight. The hidden impact on vital organs beyond the gut. The reach of chronic inflammation, however, extends far beyond these more commonly recognized symptoms. This is where we get to the heart of the matter for those of us over Lille, and indeed for everyone. When inflammation is a constant low-gen grade presence in the body due to gut issues, it can significantly impact the health and function of our vital organs, including our heart, kidneys, and brain. Cardiovascular health. Chronic inflammation is a major driver of heart disease. It contributes to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, atherosclerosis, making them stiff and narrow. This increases blood pressure, raises the risk of blood clots, and makes the heart work harder. Leaky gut can introduce inflammatory molecules into the bloodstream, directly contributing to this process. The very same inflammatory triggers that cause joint pain can be silently damaging your arteries. Kidney function. Our kidneys are sophisticated filters, removing waste products and excess fluid from our blood. However, they are also susceptible to damage from chronic inflammation. When inflammatory substances circulate in the blood, they can impair kidney function over time, potentially leading to kidney disease. High blood pressure, often exacerbated by inflammation, is a primary risk factor for kidney damage. Brain health and neurodegeneration. The brain is incredibly sensitive to inflammation. Chronic inflammation originating from the gut can contribute to neuroinflammation, which is implicated in conditions like Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and other forms of cognitive decline. The brain fog we've discussed is often an early manifestation of this inflammatory process affecting neural pathways. The counterintuitive solution. What to do about it now? What if I told you that the most potent way to combat this pervasive inflammation, to heal your gut, and by extension protect your vital organs, lies not in a complex regimen or a prescription drug, but in a fundamental shift in what you consume daily? The most powerful anti-inflammatory strategies are those that restore the health of your gut microbiome and repair your gut lining. This is where our focus should be, especially as we aim for robust health in our later years. Embrace the clean fuel, the anti-inflammatory diet. This is the cornerstone. It's about filling your body with nutrient-dense, whole foods that actively combat inflammation and feed your beneficial gut bacteria. Focus on non-starchy vegetables. These are packed with fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that help heal the gut and reduce inflammation. Aim for a wide variety of colors to get a broad spectrum of nutrients. Think leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, bell peppers, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, and more. They should form the foundation of your meals. Incorporate healthy fats, omega-6 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, are powerful anti-inflammatories. Other healthy fats from olive oil, avocados, nuts, and seeds also play a crucial role in reducing inflammation. Choose quality protein, pastured and raised meats, wild caught fish, and organic poultry provide essential amino acids for muscle repair and overall health. Limit or eliminate inflammatory foods. This is critical. We need to drastically reduce or eliminate ultra processed foods. These are the primary culprits that contain damaging emulsifiers, artificial ingredients, and unhealthy fats. Stay away from the center aisles of the grocery store. Refined sugars and starches. These feed bad gut bacteria and drive inflammation. Gluten and dairy. For many people, especially those struggling with FLC syndrome, these can be significant inflammatory triggers. Even if you don't have a diagnosed sensitivity, reducing them can be highly beneficial. Unhealthy oils. Avoid soybean oil, canola oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, and partially hydrogenated oils. The power of prebiotic fiber. To truly heal the gut, you need to feed the good bacteria. Prebiotic fiber, found in foods like onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, chicory root, and Jerusalem artichokes, acts as food for beneficial microbes, helping them flourish and crowd out the less desirable ones. Consider probiotics and postbiotics. While fiber feeds your good bacteria, probiotics are the beneficial bacteria themselves, and postbiotics are the beneficial byproducts they produce. Consuming fermented foods like plain yogurt, idly sheep or goat, or a fey dairy, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha. Watch the sugar content can introduce beneficial microbes. Targeted probiotic supplements may also be helpful. Hydration is key. Drinking plenty of clean water is essential for all bodily functions, including digestion and detoxification. Stress management and movement. Chronic stress can negatively impact gut health. Incorporating stress-reducing practices like meditation, deep breathing, or gentle exercise can make a significant difference. Regular, moderate physical activity also supports gut motility and overall health. The Reset Fay, a practical approach to truly understand how these dietary changes impact you. I highly recommend a structured approach like the one I outline in my Shijian Day detox diet program. This isn't about deprivation. It is about giving your system a clean break from the inflammatory triggers and then reintroducing foods mindfully. By removing the primary inflammatory culprits, Fay Ultra processed foods, refined sugars and starches, gluten, dairy, and unhealthy fats, Fay you stop feeding the silent aggressor that thrives on these elements. In just a few days, you can begin to notice a significant reduction in inflammation, a calming of your gut, and an improvement in those nagging symptoms like joint stiffness, brain fog, and fatigue. Then, by reintroducing nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory foods, fake colorful vegetables, healthy fats, quality proteins, you actively nourish your gut lining and your microbiome. This process helps to repair the gut barrier, rebalance your microbial ecosystem, and thereby reduce the systemic inflammation that affects your entire body. The results can be profound. Individuals often report not only improved digestion and joint health, but also increased energy, clearer thinking, better sleep, and a general sense of well-being that they thought was the long-term vision, resilience, and vitality. Our goal, especially as we move through our lucius and beyond, is not just to manage symptoms, but to build resilience and cultivate lasting vitality. By addressing the root cause of chronic inflammation through optimizing our gut health, we are investing in the long-term health of our hearts, our kidneys, our brains, and our entire bodies. We are shifting from a reactive approach to a proactive one, empowering ourselves to live healthier, more energetic lives. So the next time you feel that familiar ache, that hint of stiffness, or that subtle shift in your well-being, pause and consider where the true origin might lie. Is it a localized issue, or is it a signal from your gut influenced by the daily choices you make about what fuels your body? The answer might be simpler, yet more profound than you think. For more detailed guidance on implementing an anti-inflammatory diet and healing your gut, I encourage you to explore the resources available on the Health Doctor website, including my Shu Dan Day Detox Diet program. Thank you for joining me today as we uncover the power of our gut health. Let's commit to fueling our bodies with the clean, wholesome foods they need to thrive.